move away from its boring old image. The founder gets annoyed hearing that, but seeing the chairman's confidence, he reluctantly agrees to let him do things his way. When he sees Xiong, he asks why the chairman is putting so much effort into that kid. The chairman smiles and says, he's an investment. The founder is surprised and asks what's so special about the kid. A flashback plays where the chairman is convincing Seong-mi to let Seong join their agency. Seong-mi explains it's an investment because the entertainment and advertisement industries are changing fast. These days, it's all about looking relatable and approachable. Seong is adapting his image to fit market trends, which could make him a valuable asset in the future. Back in the present, the founder watches Seong reading and is stunned when the chairman tells him Seong is only 3 years old and already knows how to read. The founder's shocked, even a bit regretful, saying that none of his grandkids are on this level and wishes Seong were his own grandson, not knowing he actually is, and even better than he imagines. Seong, in his mind, resolves to make this ad a huge success and raise his own value. That's when Xian, Ayong, and Lucas from the jazz group come running over. Xian greets Xiong's mom, and Xiong looks a little annoyed. Lucas tells Xiong that the title song he picked for them has been at #1 for 30 weeks, making them a household name. Xiong says they owe him now. At the shoot location, the assistant director calls for Xian and Byun. Xiong asks about Michael, and Taeyong tells him Michael left the group. Xiong is shocked. This wasn't supposed to happen. In his past life, Michael had stuck with jazz till the end. The assistant director watches Xian and Byun argue. Xian's upset, thinking Byun is looking down on him just because he's struggling with acting. But Byun's just frustrated with Xian's attitude. Xian starts acting, but it's a bit too exaggerated. Seong figures out Xian is a pure idol. Fans love his sweet and innocent personality, but when it comes to acting, he's still green. Byun, on the other hand, is more straightforward and unfiltered, and surprisingly a good actor. Seong asks Byun to give it a try, and he nails the scene, leaving everyone impressed. The assistant director starts considering giving the role to Byun, but she's worried about upsetting Xian. Seong thinks to himself that Xian is quick to understand and not the type to let his ego get in the way. Xian proves him right. He compliments Byun and tells him to take the role. Seong is glad to see that maybe in this life, things can go differently. Xian and Byun are working together better, not clashing like in the past. Seong feels ready to leave his past life behind and change the future. Later that night, Seong is exhausted and just wants to go home. A girl approaches him. Seong's mom is surprised. It's Seong-mi who comes up to her and says, after such a long commercial shoot, I came to help Seong's team. I even brought my car. In his head, Seong thinks, this clever woman. She said she'd try her best and she's already making her move. I'm too tired for this, so I'll just pretend not to notice and accept her kindness. Seong-mi says, please get in the car and relax. I'll drive you home. Oh, and I also made a reservation at a great place. The next scene cuts to a large building where the car stops. 2 women welcome them. Seong-mi says, I booked us a room here. Seong is stunned. In his mind, he says, this place, it used to be my favorite in my past life. The black bean noodles here are the best. I can't believe I'm seeing this place again. Back then, I used to sneak out here, sit alone and eat my heart out. In this life, I never thought I'd even get to think about this place, let alone come here. I figured I wouldn't see it for another 10 years. Thank you, Seong-mi. Then he starts eating. Kim So-young says, these dishes look pretty expensive. Seong-mi smiles and says, I told you, I'm giving my all to join your agency. You just enjoy your meal. Oh, and to prove how serious I am, we also dealt with Si Seong-young. Kim So-young is surprised. Seong-mi explains, even after doing Seong wrong, he kept spreading rumors about me and the chairman, so we taught him a little lesson. Seong finishes eating and says, so that's what she meant by being honest. Then he tells her, all right, Seong-mi, you can join. I'm ready. Seong-mi lights up and asks, are you accepting me just because you like the food? Seong thinks to himself, it wasn't just the food. It's confirmed. The future can change. And Seong-mi, maybe you'll turn out better than I ever knew. Maybe you'll even become a reliable partner. Seong-mi smiles and tells Kim So-young, did you hear that? Seong said yes. I promise I'll work hard and be a huge help to the agency. Please let me in. Kim So-young smiles softly and says, well, I'll talk to my husband and get back to you. The scene shifts to their home. Kim So-young is telling Seong's dad, Jeon Ji-seong, about everything. He listens and says, I get it, but I'm still against it. Kim So-young asks, you're against letting Seong-mi join our agency? He says, think about it. We call it an agency, but we have no office, no employees. How are we supposed to manage her? Seong starts thinking, he's not wrong. Right now, we only have one person running everything, our manager. Even if I help with HR and planning, We need someone to handle the company's finances. But finding good employees isn't easy. We need someone we can trust. Just then, Xiong gets an idea and runs off. Ji-Xiong says, we should hire staff first. Ma-Young agrees. We need at least an accountant. Hearing the word accountant, Kim So-young starts thinking. Xiong returns holding a book. It's an accounting textbook. She's shocked. Song says, this is Mom's. Kim So-young studied accounting. Myung asks, is that true, Kim So-young? She admits, I graduated from a commercial high school and even worked as a bookkeeper. I was thinking about getting back to work, but I don't know. Xiong interrupts her. You can do this, Mom. She looks touched. Xiong thinks, experience doesn't matter. It's just a small accounting startup. Trust matters more, and she's perfect for this. Hearing this, both Myung and Ji-Xiong smile. Myung says, Xiong's right. You should give it a try. Ji-Xiong adds, you've mentioned going back to work so many times. I'll help too, honey. Kim So-young agrees, and everyone's happy. Xiong thinks, I can trust this company with Mom. As her son, I'll focus on my talent and passion, and with her, my money will be safe. Seyomi is obsessed with herself, and I'm obsessed with my money. Myung says, the upstairs room is empty. We can set up an office there. It's my building, so no need to worry about rent. Kim So-young is surprised. Are you sure about all this? Myung says, of course. This is my business too, right? Xiong smiles and thinks, well done, manager. Having a sense of ownership is so important. Let's build something big with SKJ. The scene shifts. Seyomi comes to Xiong's place with a watermelon. She says, I heard you're setting up your office today, so I came over. These desks and supplies look really professional. Kim So-young says, it's just 2 desks in a small upstairs studio. It's old. I feel embarrassed. Seyomi replies, what are you saying? I like places that are clean and efficient. Size doesn't matter. A fancy office means nothing when people like Si Seong-young are outside. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. She pulls out a newspaper article. Top star Seyomi signs exclusive deal with SKJ. Seong's one-person agency. Kim So-young says, there's already an article? Seyomi smiles. Now that I'm in, you can't back out. By the way, where's Seong? Kim So-young invites her in and says, Seong's busy taking care of his little brother. Seong is reading a fairy tale to Minga. Seyomi is touched. That's so cute. You're reading a fairy tale for him. Kim So-young says, Minguk's learning to walk again and he's glued to Xiong like glue. It's hard for Xiong to manage him. Seyomi says, Xiong's such a good kid, but if Minguk is growing up, maybe he can come with us too. Xiong is startled and wonders, wait, where are we going? Seyomi explains, Vice Chairman John Jae's son, John Taegu, has his 10th birthday coming up. Seong looks surprised. Kim So-young asks, birthday party? Seyomi replies, yeah, it's in July at the same John Hotel. It'll be fun. Seong thinks, Taegu's birthday party. In my past life, he never helped me. My careless little brother. Am I really going to see him again? Just then, Minguk touches Xiong's cheeks and smiles. Xiong says, that's right, you're nothing like him. You don't just follow me, you cling to me a little too well. But wait, July? Why does that date stick in my head? What happened that day? The scene cuts. Everyone's sleeping when a call comes in. Kim So-young picks it up. It's Secretary Young. Hearing the voice wakes Xiong up too. Kim So-young says, you mean today's party? Everything was ready, but it's been postponed. There's some major breaking news on TV. Xiong rushes to turn on the TV. His dad wakes up too. Xiong thinks, July. That's why this date kept bothering me. On TV, the news is reporting, the country's supreme leader has passed away. The government is responding quickly. Cause of death, heart attack. The family is stunned. Xiong thinks, that's right. July 1994, the day Kim Il-sung died. Right before South Korea was going to sign a peace agreement with North Korea. Everything got shaken up. People feared another war. From the US to China and Japan, everyone was tense. North Korea went into internal chaos. Some were even hopeful it was time for reunification. What followed was the Arayus March. Everything became unstable, inside the country and beyond. That's why Taegu's birthday party got postponed over 10 days. Totally normal. Jeon Ji-Xiong says, the stock market has also taken a huge hit. Xiong is shocked. Kim So-young asks, you know how to check stocks? He says, I started learning after the Samjeon Electronics chairman gave us shares. Kim So-young playfully calls him cool, completely unbothered by the global news. Then Xiong says, Dad, let's buy stocks. Ji-Xiong looks surprised, but Xiong insists. In his mind, he says, after Kim Il-sung's death, the Kospi index dropped hard. People feared war and started selling to secure cash. That's exactly when to buy, when the market is on its knees. Sell when it's on your shoulders. He says, buy this stock for me. Don't use your money, use mine. If you don't, I won't eat. His parents look stressed. Kim So-young says, what do we do? When he acts like this, he really won't eat. Ji-sung says, kids do this stuff. Let's just pretend we bought the stocks. But then Seong's greedy aura flares up and he yells, don't even think about fooling me. His parents are stunned. Kim So-young says, it's not that expensive. Let's buy it as an early birthday gift. Ji-sung agrees. All right, should I do it now? Seong thinks, that one share is enough. It'll skyrocket soon. He grins, thinking, now they'll listen to everything I say. Seong ends the scene thinking, big changes are coming. I don't know how much I can control, but one thing's for sure, I'll protect this family. Just the scene shifts to Taegu's birthday party. There are a lot of guests in attendance. Seong's mom, Kim So-young, and Myung look around, completely stunned by what they see. Myung says, all this, just for a 10-year-old? This really is a whole different world. But for Seong, this was nothing out of the ordinary. In his mind, he says, this is nothing. My own 10th birthday party was way more extravagant than this. There was a champagne fountain and a 10-tier cake made by a French baker. Obviously, after Kim Il-sung's death, the government's been on edge. So to avoid drawing too much attention, they really toned everything down. Just a 5-tier cake and a simple decoration setup. They start moving forward, and all around them, people are talking about just one thing, Kim Il-sung. Just then, Secretary Young arrives with his son. His son greets everyone and says, hello, my name is Young Cheol-soo. Si-hyung's mother, Kim So-young, says, your son seems very mature. Si-hyung is surprised to see him and thinks to himself, Young Cheol-soo, he was someone I really cared about in my past life. Cheol-soo says, nice to meet you, Si-hyung. Let's walk a little. Secretary Young starts guiding Si-hyung's family to their seats, while Cheol-soo takes Si-hyung ahead. Si-hyung's mom, Kim So-young, says, it's nice that Si-hyung now has an older brother figure who'll look after him. Si-hyung thinks, well, even in my past life, he was a genuinely good kid. But then a girl passes in front of Si-hyung, and he's completely shocked. He whispers her name, Ji-young-hae. Hearing this, Cheol-soo asks, do you know the daughter of Sem Jeon-steal? Si-hyung replies, I think I've seen her somewhere. Though in his mind he's thinking, of course I know her. She was my first love in my past life. The woman I truly loved, but could never be with, because she was Ji-young-hae. I even thought about marrying her. But when Sem Jeon-steal collapsed during the IMF crisis, she accepted my father's offer. If she broke up with me, my father would support her family. She betrayed me for a bit of money. I hated her so much after that. I really resented her. I thought I only loved money, but turns out I was just a heartbroken fool. Anyway, back to Si-hyung. While watching Ji-young-hae, he thinks, now I understand. She was just trying to protect her family. The IMF crisis really was a serious problem. Cheol-soo looks confused, but Si-hyung says, nothing. Let's keep walking. Suddenly, someone steps on Si-hyung's foot, making him fall. His mom, Kim So-young, rushes to him, and Secretary Young helps him up. Si-hyung, clearly angry, thinks, who the hell tripped me like that? The boy who tripped him speaks up and says, so this is the kid, the one my dad praises so much. It's none other than John Taegu, Si-hyung's brother from his past life. Si-hyung is furious. Taegu sneers, he's not even special. Why'd they invite him to my birthday party? But before he can say anything else, Si-hyung punches him straight in the face. Taegu falls to the ground. Kim So-young rushes to Si-hyung and says, what are you doing? Si-hyung replies, he pushed me first. Secretary Young helps Taegu up and asks, is that true, Taegu? Taegu scoffs, seriously? You're doubting me? You trust that kid more than me? Secretary Young turns to Cheol-soo, who confirms, Taegu pushed him on purpose. Taegu gets even more enraged. Kim So-young says, still, Si-hyung, you shouldn't have hit him. Si-hyung replies, he deserved it, and thinks to himself, you think this is my first time dealing with someone like him? He's a classic bully, only goes after the weak. John Taegu, unless you fight back, he'll never stop. Then Si-hyung starts mocking Taegu. Secretary Young finally says, enough. Taegu was wrong too. Even as Taegu continues to shout, Secretary Young warns, if you make more of a scene, the chairman won't like it. That shuts Taegu up immediately. Si-hyung thinks, still terrified of dad, huh? Even in this life. Kim So-young picks up Si-hyung and says, are you hurt? Looks like you scraped your knee. Let's put some cream on it. From a distance, Taegu watches this and asks Secretary Young, when is Mom Kim So-young coming? Secretary Young replies, Madam said she's tied up with work and will be late. Just enjoy the party. Taegu sulks. It's always like this. Mom or dad never show up. This is my birthday. Feels more like a beggar's birthday party. He starts crying, and Secretary Young tries to console him. Kim So-young looks over and says, "That poor kid sitting all alone like that doesn't look right." Myung adds, "Seriously, it's his birthday, and not even his parents are here? Are all ultra-rich families like this? It's just sad." Si-hyung thinks, "Well, it's true. At this time, Mom Kim So-young was super busy managing my famous politician grandma, and Dad never cared about birthdays. But I didn't mind. I was always busy greeting all the big-shot guests. But this kid, he's different." Taegu keeps crying. "Not everyone's like Si-hyung. This kid is different." Then Secretary Young makes an announcement. "Thank you all for coming to John Taegu's birthday party. Please enjoy the food and the performance we've arranged." Kim So-young tells Si-hyung that she requested his favorite noodles from his favorite restaurant. Hearing that, Si-hyung lights up and starts eating happily. Secretary Young then announces, "Today's performance is by the national idol group Just. They'll be performing just for us." Si-hyung starts watching them. Suddenly, Ji-young-hee screams, "Sayeon-mi oppa, you're the best! Somebody please arrest Sayeon-mi." Anyway, Si-hyung thinks, "Oh, so this is the type she's into in this life?" Just begins their performance. Taegu thinks to himself, "Been a while since I saw Si-hyung and Just perform together." Kim So-young and Ji-young-hee look excited. If someday a member of Just goes missing, don't suspect Si-hyung. He's innocent. Si-hyung thinks, "Still, this is pretty impressive. Secretary Young really saved the party with food and entertainment. But no matter how hopeless that kid is, watching him cry alone like that just doesn't feel right. Where the hell are his parents? Why haven't they shown up yet?" Just then, Secretary Young looks surprised. Chairman and his wife have finally arrived. Everyone welcomes them. The chairman walks over to Si-hyung. His wife says, "So this is the boy you've been talking about. He's cute." This woman helped Si-hyung in his past life. Si-hyung looks at her and thinks, "Don't say cute with that face. Cold and sharp, just like always. The kind of woman who only knows how to work." Taegu is thrilled to see his mom, Kim So-young. Si-hyung's mom says, "Looking at everyone together like this, it almost feels like a happy family." Si-hyung thinks, "Please, don't say things like that. What you see isn't what it is. My past life family had no love, no warmth, just money and achievements. But now, I have a new family. And with them, it feels like I can go anywhere. I'll go further with this family by my side." Scene shifts. It's 1995. Si-hyung is now 5 years old. We see his parents panicking, saying, "Si-hyung, please wake up." He's lying unconscious with an oxygen mask. Wait, what just happened? Everything was fine a second ago. Why is he in the hospital? Next, we see two guys who've just finished moving furniture. One of them says, "It's all done. We set up the place just the way you asked." Si-hyung's dad, Jun Ji-sung, walks in and says, "Thanks, I can't believe it all came together so well." The mover replies, "Well, you paid extra for Samjeon to handle everything properly." Then chuckling, he says, "Anyway, we'll be heading out now." Before they leave, Si-hyung's dad calls out, "Si-hyung, come here. You should thank them." Si-hyung runs in. "Did you call me?" He's safe. So what was that hospital scene? Was it past or future? We'll find out later. Anyway, the mover gets excited seeing Si-hyung and says, "We're big fans of your whole family, ever since Judge Baby aired." Then he hands over a teddy bear. "My wife made this herself. She really wanted to give it to you." Si-hyung smiles sweetly and says, "Thank you so much." The mover leaves, clearly delighted. Kim So-young steps out and asks, "All done?" Min-guk's asleep. Jun Ji-sung happily yells, "Honey, come outside. From today." They're starting a new life in their new home. Looking around, Kim So-young says, "I can't believe this is our house." Jun Ji-sung adds, "Chairman of Semjeon has a big heart. He just gave us this place." But Si-hyung doesn't care that much. He thinks, exclusive child model, included company stocks, and a new apartment in Jamal after 2 years. But before the contract even ended, father already sent us the keys. Official reason? Construction finished early. Real reason? My major contribution to the Next Gen Image project. Chairman John had 3 flagship projects: creating Semjeon's Next Gen Image, securing property tech, and developing Semjeon Semiconductors. Today, Semjeon Electronics has surpassed Insung and Inji, becoming the most preferred brand. Sure, the quality of their products improved, but I can't say I had no role in it. Grandpa John Joshi even praised me. He should have given me more perks or bonuses. Suddenly, Jisung asks, "Si-hyung, what should we do today?" Si-hyung is confused. What's he talking about? Then the news pops up on TV. The stock market is tanking. People are selling off everything. Si-hyung realizes what his dad meant, stocks. He says, "Dad, we should buy more Semjeon Electronics stocks." Ji-Sung replies, their stock just dropped a lot. Si-hyung gets annoyed and thinks, this year's global economic coal wave tanked the entire market. Small-minded investors are panic selling. But Samjeon has a bright future. The real story of Samjeon Semiconductors is just beginning. They probably secured drum protection tech in secret early this year. Then he tells his dad, anyway, I really think we should buy more Samjeon electronic stocks. Ji-Sung asks, is this just a gut feeling? Si-hyung nods. Ji-Sung says, then we should definitely buy. Si-hyung then explains in his thoughts, Dad basically became my stock manager. One defense stock I told him to buy went up more than 10 times. Since then, even with some doubts, he always asks me first. Then Si-hyung asks, Dad, why are you so into stocks? You're not just chasing money, are you? Ji-Sung blushes and says, no, not at all. It's just, seeing you make all the right predictions and helping us make some money, it's exciting. Plus, I've been thinking, if I save up enough, I can finally give your mom a proper wedding gift. Si-hyung is touched. He hugs his dad and says, I'll help you all the way. Ji-Sung gets emotional too. Just then, little Minguk walks in, now 3 years old, and says, brother, read me a book. Si-hyung replies, you're up? I'm kind of busy, but mom's caught up in kitchen work. All right, come here. Minguk happily sits beside him. Si-hyung says, let's see what book you brought today. Crime and Punishment? Not bad. Ji-Sung is shocked hearing the title. Wait, what are you reading to him? Si-hyung starts reading and thinks, I'm personally giving Minguk the elite early education I got from Samjeon. Everything from humanities to economics to multiple foreign languages. This kid has potential, unlike John Tagu, who was a total idiot. I'll train him well and turn him into someone smart and useful. Then a call comes in. Kim So-young picks up. It's Myung. She says, yes, we've completely moved in. You can visit anytime. Oh, there's a new celebrity interview today? No problem. Come when you're free. Si-hyung thinks things at SKJ are going well too. Putting Myung in charge was definitely the right call. Kim So-young continues. A new job. There's an event at the Samjeon Electronics Department Store. The chairman will be there too. Si-hyung frowns and says, guess I have to deal with that old-fashioned guy again. Soon, Myung arrives to pick them up. Kim So-young says, you came. I was thinking Si-hyung and I would head to the event ourselves, since you must be busy. Myung smiles. Doesn't matter how busy SKJ is. My real job is managing Si-hyung. By the way, where is he? Si-hyung peeks from behind his mom. I'm right here. Myung says, wow, you look really cool. Looks like you put some effort into it. All right, let's head to the Samjeon event hall. In the car, Myung says, I talked to Sanmi. We're thinking about shifting the SKJ office to Gangnam. Kim So-young says, Gangnam? Isn't that super expensive? Myung replies, we can manage. Recently, we've signed some high-profile celebrity contracts. Visibility is really important in this industry. And Si-hyung even said he liked the idea when he overheard us talking about it. She's about to ask Si-hyung, but he's already asleep. Is he asleep? She asks. Kim So-young replies, he was watching over Minguk this morning. Must have tired him out. Myung laughs. Minguk still clings to his big brother like glue. It's so cute watching them call each other big bro and little bro. Anyway, we're almost there. What should we do about Si-hyung? Kim So-young says, I'll take care of him this time. He can rest a bit before the event starts. Si-hyung wakes up and says, why is the bed shaking? Then he realizes he's not in bed, he's on Kim So-young's shoulder. She says, you're awake, Si-hyung. He's shocked and thinks, wait, we're already at the Samjeon event? Since when? This is all Minguk's fault. Embarrassed, he says, Mom, please put me down. She replies, can't you stay like this for a little longer? He says, no, your back will hurt. Just then a man arrives and says, so you're here. I've been waiting for you. I'm the PR director for this department store. We've prepared a waiting room. You can rest there before the event starts. Si-hyung asks his mom, is today's event inside the department store? She replies, oh right, I forgot to tell you. It's in a famous department store. We'll go straight to the Samjeon event area from the staff section. Si-hyung thinks, a department store. Which stores were famous at that time in Samjeon? But this place seems way too run down for a department store. He looks around, shocked at the cracked walls and sunken floor. At that moment, Cyan realizes something and suddenly panics. He quickly asks his mother, Kim So-young, the name of the department store. She replies, this is the Inbit department store. Hearing that, Cyan freezes. In his mind, he says, Inbit department store? I remember. One summer, this building suddenly collapsed and so many people lost their lives. It was a disaster like never before, and the exact date of that accident is today. Cyan is overwhelmed. What should I do now? How am I supposed to handle this? Is it really happening today? I barely remember the details of the incident. At the time, I was sent on my first overseas study trip by my father, John Ji-seong. I only heard bits and pieces later from the news. I don't remember much. His mom, Kim So-young, asks, Cyan, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well? He's visibly shaken, thinking, this is not the time to panic. If something happens to Mom again, he grabs her hand and says, Mom, we have to get out of here, right now. Hearing the commotion, the chairman arrives and says, is everything all right? There's a lot of noise here. It's been a long time since we last met. You look a bit tired, Shun. Is everything okay? Seeing clutches the chairman's clothes and pleads, we have to stop this. We need to cancel the event. The chairman's expression shifts. Cyan thinks to himself, this isn't right. Father isn't the kind of man to be swayed by a child's emotional plea. This event must have been planned for months. I can't just ask him to cancel it without a good reason. Cyan starts recalling the news reports. The A and B buildings collapsed, but the A building took the most damage. He tries again, insisting, please, Chairman, we need to change the event's location. The current location isn't safe. We should go to Building B. It's bigger and better. Mi-young and Kim So-young are shocked. Cyan thinks, of the two buildings, only Building B suffered minor damage. It barely avoided collapsing. I don't have any other option but to trust my memories. We need to move there, fast. Then his mom grabs him and asks, Seon, what are you doing? Cyan starts yelling. Kim So-young apologizes to the chairman, saying, I'm sorry. I don't know why he's acting like this. I'll talk to him. So the chairman starts thinking. Just then, Secretary Young rushes over. Chairman, there's a problem with the event hall. We see the event hall where a large crowd is gathered. The PR director is struggling to calm people down. The chairman looks at the chaos and says, things have really gotten out of hand. Secretary Young apologizes. I'm sorry, sir. The chairman asks, when did this happen? There were just a few people here in the morning. How did it get out of control so fast? He quickly understands. It makes sense. The department head tried to handle everything on his own when he heard I was coming. The PR director is crying, saying, I can't let the chairman see this. I'll lose my job. The chairman adds, that news report mentioned that Seon and the Just Group were attending. That must be why so many people came. Cyan gets even more worried and says, this is serious. We don't know when the building will collapse. We have to act fast. The chairman looks at Cyan. So that's what you meant by changing the venue. Cyan smiles slightly. Yeah, that's right. We never know when disaster could strike. Let's move to Building B. The chairman asks Secretary Young, is there enough space in Building B for all these people? Secretary Young replies, yes, from what I know, there's a hall available. The chairman nods. All right, we'll shift everything there. But the PR director objects. Sir, that area isn't ready yet. We're activating our staff to manage the situation here. It would be best to continue as planned. Then Cyan steps between them and insists, no, we have to move to Building B right away. He thinks to himself, I need to save everyone. Mom, Dad, I have to save them all. Seeing his determination, the chairman finally says, understood. Secretary Young changed the venue to Building B's hall. The PR director protests again. Chairman, the ventilation system in Building B isn't working. Neither is the air conditioning. The chairman replies, is that so? But it's still better for people to be uncomfortable from the heat and crowd than to risk dying in a fatal gas explosion. A little discomfort is better than death. He starts walking toward the hall. The PR director is in tears. Secretary Young adds, let's cooperate for now. Cyan smiles, thinking, this is good. Now Mom, Dad, and everyone else will be safe. Cyan looks around and finds what he was searching for, the fire alarm. He says, now all that's left is to trigger the fire alarm. But why is there so much stuff blocking it? I can't get through. Just a little more. Suddenly his mom grabs him. Cyan, what are you doing? This is dangerous. Cyan is sweating and says, I have to sound the alarm. We need to evacuate everyone. He thinks, what is this? I can't breathe. My head is spinning, and collapses. Kim So-young panics. Someone help! Cyan passed out. The chairman rushes over. What happened? She cries. He just suddenly fainted. His whole body feels like it's burning up. The chairman picks Cyan up. We need to get him to the hospital. I'll take him myself. Secretary Young, call an ambulance. Cyan briefly opens his eyes and thinks, no, I have to save everyone, and loses consciousness again. They rush him to the hospital. A doctor asks, "What's the patient's condition?" A nurse replies, "He has a high fever." Kim So-young starts crying. Ma-young comforts her. The chairman yells, "Where's the hospital head?" A nurse, recognizing him, says,